you stop back through the sound desk. And listen, I just wanted to holler at you really quick, right? Why am I even doing this? This is really nothing that I want to be doing. Listen, just keep it straight to the point. About 3 months ago, I got an email from a company that said, hey, listen, we're changing our business model as of September 26th. If you have any funds over here from any of the music that's been placed, come and get it. And that was SongTrdr. Now, I haven't been over there in years. I think I started putting music over there in 2018. I got a couple placements. Probably 2019, early 2020. I might have stopped putting music there because I ventured off doing some other things. Really never gave it a second thought. Went back, and then I started to wonder, like, why did I even stop doing that? What made me stop putting my music over there? And I remember all of the hassle with actually getting the proper metadata over there so those songs could be accepted. Now, the ones that did get accepted, I'm good. They still actually working for me. That's good. But the thing is this. You could be just like me. I'm sitting on an absolute gold mine. I have not uploaded any music over the past 4 years. Everything I got, I'm going to strip down so it's feasible to have some vocals over the top of it. And it's going to be so easy to get that information over there, because that whole metadata problem, don't even worry about that. And I'm going to holler at you about that in a second. Now, if you are like me, you're probably sitting on a hard drive full of music that nobody's heard, right? And honestly, it's not a talent problem, it's a system problem. So here's what most producers won't tell you. Sync license is how independent creators are pulling in $500 to $5,000 per placement, right? Without a manager, without a label, without somebody to discover them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you the exact process, what sync license actually is, how to prep your music so it doesn't get rejected, where to submit it, and the system I use to do it in under 10 minutes per track. No cap and no gatekeeping. Let's get it. Some people might ask themselves, why is my music not getting placed, right? So let's kill the myth right now. Sync libraries aren't just sitting around and waiting for you to, drop your demo. They ain't looking for me, right? They're getting hundreds of submissions a week. The difference between the producers who land the placements and the ones who don't, it's rarely the music, it's the prep. It's how it's sent over. It's how they look for it, right? Most submissions get rejected before anyone even listens to the track, right? Wrong file format, messy metadata, right? Missing stems, no alternate versions or mixes, right? The library opens the folder, sees that chaos, and they just keep it moving. That's it. 45 minutes of your time that you use to put that together is just been rejected. Now that's happened to me. I already know that. That's happened to me. And I'm like, bro, here's what sync libraries actually need from you. And this is non-negotiable. If you're new to this, let me define it plainly. Sync licensing means licensing your music to be synchronized with visual media. That means TV shows, film ads, video games, YouTube content, right? Things like that. A music supervisor needs a track for a scene. They search their library catalog. If your track is there, tagged correctly with all the right assets, you get the placement. That's it, bottom line. You get a sync-free upfront payment, right? Plus back-end royalties through your pro if you're associated with one. Now, there's two main lines to go about that. In exclusive libraries, and with those, you sign that track over to them. Now, they provide a higher barrier to entry, but typically they give you the higher payout, right? You got to think of places like MusicBed or Marmoset or Artlist, right? Now, those non-exclusive and royalty-free libraries, you keep your rights. You can submit the same track to multiple places that are like that for non-exclusive licensing. So you could think of Pond 5, Audio Jungle, Epidemic Sound. Those are sort of the lower per placement payout, but the volume adds up if you have it. The volume does add up. Now, most beginners should start with non-exclusives, right? You build your catalog, build your reputation, and then you go to those exclusives when you leverage, right? When you level up, when you have a few placements. But none of this matters if your submission gets rejected before anybody gets a chance to hear it, So let's talk about prep. What libraries actually need? Every sync library wants roughly the same thing. Here's your pre-submission checklist. One file, artist name, track title, BPM, key. Not final mix, mastered, final mix, wave file number 2. That gets you rejected automatically. That's standardized, right? 2 formats. You need a full resolution wave, mainly in 24-bit, 48 kilohertz minimum. High quality MP3, 320 kps, and ideally an instrumental version. Some libraries also want stems, right? Separated tracks from drums, bass, melody, and vocals, right? 3, metadata. This is where most producers fail. Every file needs embedded metadata, the artist name, track title, contact info, BPM, key, genre tags, all of that. Without it, your track's invisible. Without all that, they don't even see it. Libraries search by metadata. You have to remember that. If your track says audio track 01, it don't even exist. Nobody's looking for that. So this is very important. Number 4, alternate mixes at minimum have like 60-second edits, a 30-second edit, a 15-second stinger. Editors need these for transitions, right? If you don't provide them, they skip your track for one that has them. That's pretty much it. And that's nothing. You already have it. You created the song. It's right there inside of your track, right inside of your DAW. Find 15 seconds, that's impact. Boom, you got that. Strip some things down and then just take a 30-second segment and go ahead and render that 30-second segment. There you go, you have that. It's not that difficult. You take a few things out, you alter it a little bit, it has a different flavor. Sounds like it's completely reworked. It's the same song though, right? These are things that you need to think about, right? So also, you need a cue sheet or info document. 1 page. Track title, artist, contact, BPM, key, genre, tags, mood, descriptions, instrumentation list, and usage notes, right? So you think of this as a resume for your song. This process, the file naming, exporting, the alternates, embedding metadata, building the information doc, it used to take like 40 to 45 minutes per track, right? That's all of that work that you would have to do in order to submit it. And that's what led me to build a system that automates most of it. And I'm going to show you more on that later. Now, where you want to submit, you've got your music prepped and everything right now. So now where you go with it. So you want to start with these 3. Go to Pond5. I have a short video about that, which is non-exclusive, massive marketplace, easy approval. I have full step-by-step workthrough on that channel. Link is in the description and the end screen. This is your starting point if you're interested. Right? Then you can go over to Audio Jungle, which is a similar model, slightly higher quality bar, bigger built-in audience of buyers though. So you can have it living there as well, right? Now SongTrdr, they distribute to multiple platforms and have their own sync licensing arm and everything like that. But as I told you, I just got that email from them about 3 months ago that they're changing their business model, which kind of prompted me to really do some research into getting back into that full-fledged, especially with the cache of gold that I got sitting on my hard drive right now. Listen, y'all don't even know. I'm about to go absolutely bananas. When I show you this system that I built, listen, I'm not tech savvy. I'm not a whiz kid or nothing. I built this out of pure laziness, bro. That's a lot of information they want, and I refuse to do that with all of everything I got. This is amazing. Check it out. So now, SongTrdr, they're changing their business model. So the key is volume. 1 track, 1 platform won't move the needle, right? 10 tracks across 3 platforms, then you get maximum exposure on, your music, right? Those tracks across multiple platforms is going to be a positive. That's a catalog, right? And a catalog is what gets consistent monthly income. That's what's going to get you there while you're chasing that bigger placement. Now, submit weekly, build momentum, and you need to treat this like the business it is, because it is. I mean, your music, your creation, that's your digital asset, that's your intellectual property. You need to treat it as such. The system that makes this all scalable, is to actually help you get things submitted, right? But I do want to mention it. The 45-minute prep across that time that I described, that file naming and alternate mix, exports, metadata, the document information, I built a workbook tool that automates that entire thing. Because I refuse to, bro, that's a lot of information. I got a lot of good stuff. I want to get right to it. So within that 3 months of research, I also did 3 months of development to help me with all that heavy lifting. No lie. Formatted file names, embedded metadata, alternate mix templates, even a cue sheet that cuts down the prep to about maybe 8 minutes per track. And that's with 2 master song folders with all of that information, a clean version and a tag version. Now, if that sounds useful, the link is in the description. But here's the thing. The system works. Whether you use the tool or you do it manually, the only thing that matters is that you do it. Don't let the prep be the reason that your music stays unheard. So check this out. Your first week action plan should be this. Pick one finished track, follow the prep checklist, get it submission ready. Create your Pond 5 contributor account, watch the full Pond 5 tutorial for the channel, step-by-step submission walkthrough, submit the track, just one, get through the process once. Prep and submit another track. Now you have 2 live, okay? Review what worked, what was slow, and set a weekly submission or goal, right? 2 tracks a week, bro, that's 100 tracks per year. That's a real catalog, and that's just one spot. That's one spot. So listen, Sync License, it's not a lottery ticket, right? It's a system. The producers making consistent income from placements aren't the most talented, so to say. They're the most organized as well, right? They prep right, they submit consistently, and they treat their catalog like an asset, right? The intellectual property, the business that it is, but like I was saying. Now, if this video helped you, the Pond 5 tutorial and the workbook walkthrough are both on this channel. All you need to do is watch those next. I'll link them on the screen now, and subscribe if you want to see more on building, a real income from your music. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, bruh.